Now that we have users within our application, we want to be able to authenticate the users. We're going to authenticate users with the help of a JSON Web Token. We need to use the Django GraphQL JWT library that we installed while setting up our project to implement these JWT tokens in Graphene. So if you go to the following address and take a look at the instructions for setting up Django GraphQL JWT, we first need to add some additional authentication middleware to our middleware settings, and this is within our app.settings.py file. So if we head to middleware down here, we need to add the following line. So we'll just copy that and add it at the end of this. And following that, we need to add some JSON Web Token middleware to our Graphene settings. Remember that we already added this Graphene object connecting or pointing to our schema, our created schema. So let's grab this middleware array, this middleware property, and we'll paste that in. And then we need to add this authentication backends list. So if we take a look at settings.py, we need to add this list. So we'll add it right underneath our middleware. So we'll copy this and paste it in. And then on our root schema, we want to add the Django GraphQL JWT mutations. So let's head to our main schema file and app schema.py. Should return an error and no token. We'll use the verify token mutation in order to verify the web token that we got from token auth. And there's also this refresh token mutation, but we won't really be using this within our app. To get information about our current user, we're going to add a specific query within our user's schema file, and this will be for a me query. So in addition to our user query, let's add one called me, and that's going to be a Graphene field, which again takes the user type. We'll create a resolver for me, and resolve me will take self and info. And now we're going to make use of this context value. We're going to use context from info in order to check to see if we have a currently authenticated user. So we can say that our user is set equal to info.context.user, and if we don't have a user, if user has a property on it called isAnonymous, and that's set to this mutation, this obtain JSON web token type, and on it is just a field token. So we're going to get back a token from this. If we hit the play button, if the username and password are correct, we get this very long string. But if it's not correct, if it doesn't correspond with the user in our database, we should get an error message saying, please enter valid credentials.